All right, guys, it's the weekend, so I wanted to dive into some of the things that I've been reading, do a little devotional here, a real quick one. I've got my Bible here, and I'm kind of going through Proverbs on my Substack, and so you can go over to billyhollowell.substack.com, check that out. But I want to talk about Matthew 20 today because something really stood out to me as I was reading. When you get to verse 27, you see Jesus is talking to the disciples, and actually in verse 26, he says, "Whoever wants to be greatest among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first must be your slave, just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many." And that's verses 26 to 28. And I thought to myself, man, Jesus giving his life for all of us. How am I serving other people? Because all of what he's talking about here is being a servant to others, loving others, and then mentioning the fact that as the Son of Man, he came not to be served, but to serve others and then to give his life as a ransom for many. And so that was one lesson that really stood out to me. But just a couple of verses later, we see that Jesus is with the disciples. They leave Jericho, and this big crowd is following them. And these two blind men, they come up on the roadside and they're yelling out to Jesus, "Have mercy on us, have mercy on us." And this is the part that gets me. Verse 31, we're still in Matthew 20. The crowd rebuked them and told them to be quiet. And this happens a lot in life. Like, we're following Jesus, we're trying to do the right thing, and the people around us are telling us to be quiet, right? And yet their response really stands out to me. But they shouted all the louder, "Lord, son of God, son of David, have mercy on us." And so when I look at this, I'm like, man, they didn't give up. Like, they weren't going to stop. And I think we need to be like that in our faith. And they end up getting a healing. Jesus stops, he has mercy on them, and they say, "We want our sight," and he heals them. And that's the sort of thirst and quest that I want to have in my life, right? So loving other people, serving other people, and then on the flip side of that, having this undying love for God, that even when everyone's telling us to shut up and quiet down, that we're still persisting and pushing and believing for the things that we hope he will have for us. And so just two quick lessons for us as we sort of navigate the weekend. And we all have, a lot of free time usually on the weekends to do the things, hopefully, that we want to be doing, but that we align them with the things that God wants for us. Head over to billyhollowell.substack.com, sign up for the Cultural Compass. That is almost a daily source of content on faith, culture, and news. And I'll see you soon.